Hello folks, and welcome back to the Over Manga Cast. That time we woke up in a podcast and had to explain manga, our heated adventures overanalyzing manga that we find interesting. My name is Sam, and on this episode we dive back into the wacky world of Dandadan by Yukinobu Tatsu. We read chapters 28 through 50, the Mongolian Deathworm Evil Eye Haunted House arc. Wait, why am I on this episode? I haven't been on the last two. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Over Manga Cast. My name is Sam. As always, here at the top of the show, we talk about our familiarity with the franchise that we read this week. For me, this is an interesting example, because I've not read this. However, I have edited the show a few times when Matt and Jay were on it. So, guys, what's your experience with Dandadan?
So, normally, that wouldn't be enough for someone to just come on the show. Except Dandadan, really. Dandadan is an experience, and I don't think having read anything previous to this is going to help you.
It will not. Jump in the chaos with us.
The only thing that editing the previous episodes got me was understanding the context of why Okarun cares about his nuts so much.
You? Like, what kind of question is that?
Everyone cares about their nuts.
I mean, yeah, I care about my nuts plenty, but I have the barest minimum of a idea of what Dandadan is about. A boy's genitals are
No, continue that sentence, Sam.
They're items of power, I guess. They are MacGuffins.
Yes. The ancient Chinese did believe that.
Yeah.
Yes, continue.
That's my knowledge. This man's junk has been absconded with, and he wants it back.
Well, no, he has his junk back. It's now his balls that have been taken.
Are balls not a part of junk?
Maybe. I guess junk is all three, ain't it?
Yeah. Huh. Well,
listeners, weigh in on this.
Either way,
listeners, weigh in your junk and send it to us.
Look, the point being, we open up with our poor ballless boy Okarun being.
I believe he has one ball, by the way.
Maybe. Okay. Our Lance Armstrong boy Okarun being further emasculated by having the girl of his dreams have her childhood friend come back.
Except childhood love.
He sure thinks that. He
certainly says it. And Okarun, being a teenage boy, believes him entirely, even though Momo says the exact opposite to the contrary.
Friend, you really don't have to worry about him.
This is a hilarious couple of chapters of them just messing around at home, because it's just rom-com nonsense that in a classic shonen from the before times, this would be a love triangle setup. Except only Okarun thinks it's a love triangle. Momo is just hey, I'm totally down to be your girlfriend if you ask me. Just ask me, please. For the love of God, ask me.
It is three people talking past each other constantly.
Oh, this is Gigi. He is my platonic male friend that I'm not interested in sexually at all. And Okarun's just she's all over his dick. Those damn Stacys not letting a guy like me get his day.
And Gigi is just oh yes, Momo, we have been madly in love since we were children. No, I'm gonna kick your ass if you keep saying that. Listen, we are friends. I do like you, but right up until you start talking like that, then I'm gonna slap you. I will continue to talk like this. God damn it.
This guy's trying to cock block her, and it's weird. It is weird.
I don't know. I get that their entire friendship is kind of him doing ridiculous stuff and her laughing and saying, cut that shit out, but not really meaning that. Just based on how they interact seems to be dynamic, you know?
She kind of likes the attention.
It's whoa, he's my wacky friend. And he's yeah, I'm the wacky friend.
Meanwhile, Okarun's in the back writing his manifesto to post on 4chan.
Yes.
I was hanging out with this cool Stacy, and then this Chad came over and really cock-blocked me, which is really sad considering my situation where I didn't have a penis for 2 weeks. What?
It actually happened, yes.
And it's even more egregious because as Okarun is leaving, there's this entire, 2.5 pages of Ayase being like, no, we're going to do the cute boyfriend-girlfriend thing where I say, see you tomorrow, and now you gotta say it back. Why are you blushing? I'm not!
No, she's literally like, hey, aren't you gonna say goodbye? And I'm just like, oh my god, Okarun, you're dating. Holy shit, this is high school dating nonsense. Like, you just don't know it yet.
You are too up your own ass to know.
Of course, she's all full of Gigi. I don't know where I'm going with this. I really do like Okarun incel arc in the background here.
He doesn't go that hard, okay?
He's too pathetic is the thing. Like, he doesn't even have the, he doesn't have the anger to go outward. It can only be directed at him and how worthless he is.
Yeah.
The most we get is later on when Okarun and Gigi kind of pathetically enter a slap fight over her.
No, that's just male bonding. That's that's positive interaction comparatively. But we don't get there because first we need to introduce Gigi as the transfer student who lives with Momo.
So it's really interesting because we later on learn why he comes to live with Momo, but he is yet another random tenant to Momo's house.
Yes, he explains his situation as they're cleaning up from dinner. It's like, you see, my parents are both in the hospital because of a series of strange occurrences. Whoa, strange occurrences? Yes, we've been living in this house, you see, and suddenly I saw a spirit. And it's a lanky dude in tidy whities.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be pretty freaked out if I saw that too. I can't fault the guy.
Honestly, it looks a lot like the banana aliens from chapter 1.
The banana aliens, oh gosh.
We will harvest your banana organs.
Oh my god.
Please leave it alone.
No.
Then after Gigi started seeing lank McUndies, a bunch of suicides happened, and his parents also got mysteriously ill. I wonder what could be happening.
Well, they called 5 spirit mediums over to exorcise the house, and 3 of them committed suicide.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is...
Yeah, that is kind of weird, because they do drop his backstory here, and later we learn what actually happened, but, they also kind of offhandedly mention his parents had an illness.
Mm-hmm.
They mentioned that they were just ill, and at first I thought they alluded to the fact that they had died or passed away. So I'm like, okay, he's an orphan now, and I was confused at first.
It's like they're ill and in the hospital, so while they're recovering, he's going to be here. I don't know.
It's kind of unclear, but it is really not. The entire point is he now lives with Momo and gets to be introduced as the exchange student who is also hot. Because if we haven't mentioned,
he is very hot.
Gigi is hot.
Yeah,
and also
he's a threat. An idiot. He is a very athletic, hot idiot.
Who just immediately starts his high school introduction with, "Hey, pretty girl in the front row, can I get those digits? I certainly love digits. I live with Momo. I'm in a relationship with her, but if I could get your digits." And then we see a girl in the background going like, "He's such a stupid playboy. I hate those types." And then her friend immediately goes, "I don't."
Girl is not dumb. This guy is gorgeous.
Girl knows what she wants. She's like, "Oh, he's probably going to cheat on me? Worth it."
My favorite part about Gigi is that he just constantly lavishes compliments on everyone around him, and it immediately reveals who is weak to these compliments, like Momo's grandma.
Yep.
Because she maintains the exact same stoic face, but every time he compliments how beautiful and intelligent and powerful she is, she's like, "Yeah, Gigi, you're a real genius."
I understand. She's just fishing for compliments. It doesn't matter if he's a complete idiot. She's like, yes, this guy, he speaks facts, obviously.
He spittin'. But, yes, poor Okarun is suffering throughout all of this. Because he can't see the forest.
That's kind of his own fault, because he's not able to communicate his feelings to his lady, which is a resounding, artifact of teenagers.
Mm-hmm. You know what would really help him with communicating these feelings? An object lesson. And by object lesson, I mean an actual object.
Yeah, because he literally is working out so that he can impress her, which is a through line that got established in our last reading. And she walks into him as he's working out and proceeds to have just like yes, I am your girlfriend. Like Momo is fully just accepted her role in this relationship, and Okarun is just like, but we've only kissed. That doesn't make us boyfriend and girlfriend. Meanwhile, Momo is just like, we've already kissed. We're basically boyfriend and girlfriend.
We're basically married, actually.
Momo is very much more basically married because she's like, ooh, you working out? I'm gonna eat my lunch. Hey, I brought you a lunch. You want me to feed it to you since those muscles are all full up with the weights? Ooh.
I'm too busy working. I'm too busy working out. Then I'll feed you.
I'm working out. You want to have sex with Gigi? I'm gonna run away.
I have never seen a man self-sabotage this hard. Okarun, please.
But yeah, so Okarun runs away and immediately is bowled over by a animated anatomical dummy.
I love this because, again, this is my first experience with Dandadan besides editing the episodes. I'm just here for the ride. This has been pretty normal so far, all things considered. And then there is, you think I'll just give up? Turn page. Running plastic man.
Yeah, and I have to say, Sam, this is par of the course. I can't say this is particularly unusual.
I love how all the characters react as if this is just completely normal too. Like,
yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, but yeah, so this anatomical dummy jumps over them. They see a glint in the sunlight, and Momo has to go
in his taint.
Yeah, and Momo has to go, hold on. That guy's got shiny balls. He must have your testicle, Okarun.
That's gotta be your ball, Okarun! Chase him down!
Let's get that back so your stuff's in working order so for later. Oh, she probably wants that for Gigi. Okarun, that doesn't make any sense.
But this is the epic chase scene. Momo uses her psychic hand powers to grab onto him, but he just keeps running, so she and Gigi are dragged along. Okarun activates turbo mode.
Turbo Granny's powers.
Yes, where he turns into a hollow from Bleach, I guess.
Yeah, that's you do.
That's basically it, yeah.
Yeah. It all goes back to Bleach.
It all goes back to Bleach. But we have epic rooftop chase across the city. Gigi is freaking out the entire time. Because honestly, yeah,
Gigi's
that makes sense.
new to all of this, so he's only had a little bit of the paranormal, and he kind of just, placed himself right in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm. They almost catch the anatomical doll, but then it's like, oh yeah, he's a doll. So he's made up of different parts. So he disassembles himself, reassembles himself, and then keeps running, which is actually a Chekhov's gun.
Mm-hmm. Because Momo is very smart. Mm-hmm. And she noticed this. And Momo is also ruthless.
Yep. Because she managed to grab his heart, which, because he's a doll, he doesn't need it to continue running. But she holds the heart, punches it, and then hears the distant scream of pain to echolocate him.
And they find him collapsed in a junkyard, where it is then revealed his tragic backstory. He was only running away from the school so that he could be with his love, Hana.
Another anatomical doll.
Who was thrown away for being too old.
I mean, this is literally giving me like Twilight Zone vibes. The dolls come alive at night.
You're right, Jay. This is a better love story than Twilight.
But she's just like, no, I'm an outdated model. You can't love me. I'll just be thrown out again. I don't care. You're the one I fell in love with. Whatever happens, I'm not letting go of you. And if I don't confess these feelings, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. Are you getting the example, Okarun?
Okarun's just like, some of what he said could be applicable to my situation.
Literally.
No, Okarun's 100% like, I bet Gigi would say all of that to Momo. That's not
Can't
his
help you,
character.
bud. I can't help you, bud. You gotta have to have a spine somewhere.
Despite and he also didn't have Okarun's ball. That was just a shiny Christmas ornament.
Oh, but do you know? Sam,
I still have questions, even if it's just an ornament. How? Why?
I love the offhand comment they make for why he had shiny testicles. Because it's, like animals, part of the mating display of anatomical models.
Oh
He
my
attached
god.
shiny balls to
I had
So men, if you haven't tried, if you have trouble attracting a mate, shiny
build
balls.
your nuts.
Hey, Manscaped, if you're listening, I've got an idea for an ad and a product line. Call me.
They arrange that Hana will stay at Granny Ayase's house. The running man, he's got an actual name, I don't remember it.
Running man.
He agreed to continue to be an anatomical model in the school, and so long as they put Hannah out at like 2 a.m. every day so he could run over and get and see her, everything would be okay.
It's kind of gross. Especially, like, literally he intends to, well, come over to their house every night. And it's like, I'm not condoning this. This is gross. Not in my house.
Well, to be fair, he only makes it running the one night, which is a very cute scene because he immediately gets hit by a bus. So it's Momo in like full like.
Well, she
winter-
comes out like at a reasonable time, like, okay, your boyfriend's coming over. I'm gonna be like trying to help him.
Yeah, she's waiting with Hana outside. She's wearing like full winter stuff because it's cold at night, and ends up waiting until like the early morning when Taro finally makes it there, and he's just like, "Sorry about that. I got hit by a car and had to bring all my pieces back together. But I've met you now. I'm sure we'll have."
She's over here like sleeping in the cold. She's like, "You didn't even wake me up. What the hell?"
Yep. And he's just like, "Don't worry. Tomorrow it'll be better." And she's like, "You're doing this every night?"
I won't get hit by a truck next time. I'm not dealing with this.
Really, it's just unfortunate that Hannah does not have legs. Like that is the whole reason that it's like.
Hey, legs only get in the way.
Okay.
Can't say I agree.
I have no comment to that, Sam.
That's very bigoted of you, Sam.
Like legs, what can I say?
That's very bigoted of you. I don't know where.
How is that bigoted of me?
I don't know.
Look, I think in all this anatomical model romance, we've forgotten that Gigi had an actual plot.
He did. He had a very fun plot.
Yes. And we resume that plot with Momo, Okarun, and Gigi on the train going to his town because Granny charged Momo with purging the Lanky underwear spirit from Gigi's house. It's like, Granny, why can't you do it? Because my power only exists in this city. Oh, right. Okay. Guess it's up to me then.
Oh, well. Meanwhile, Okarun being his bad self is just like, oh no, Gigi and Momo are going to go on a lovey-dovey vacation without me. I better awkwardly ask to invite myself along. And Momo's just like, hey, Okarun, I was going to invite you along. She's just doing it out of pity.
Yep, you got her.
I can't believe it. He's rizzing her up so hard by making stupid faces. I can't do this. I need to focus on getting my ball back. Hey, Okarun, what are you thinking about? My nuts!
Which is another like little personality bit I love about Gigi. He's very like elementary school with his humor, and it's also just like, why is everyone making dirty jokes?
You keep
Bizarre
talking
to
about
me,
balls.
Yeah.
I can do it too. Ooh, my junk.
It's not the same, man. It's not the same. Something gonna miss.
It would be hard for him to miss.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What the hell are we talking about?
We're talking about exactly what you think we're talking about.
We're talking about a big snake.
Yeah.
Well, we are talking about a big snake.
Yeah.
And Where and if it's buried.
True.
Because Okarun is like,
oh right. Sorry. Okarun is talking about a big snake.
yes.
Really? Not a long snake, though. A really wide snake. Kind of like the chode of snakes, if you would.
Because Okarun, like most teenagers, believes that if you hold a girl's attention longer than other boys, that is how you fill up the meter more than them and win girlfriend. So he's like, no, I can't have her continue to pay attention to Gigi. Hey, do you want to hear about this snake monster?
Hey, I have memorized all the lore of Kingdom Hearts, and we have a field trip to somewhere, and we've got a long bus ride. I will regale you with everything I have memorized from Wikipedia articles, and then you will love me.
Or hate you. I mean, it could really go either way.
No. The way that the mind works at this age is love is the only outcome. Everything else is aberrant.
Also, if I punch another guy in the face, it means she'll love me more, and not that she'll think I'm super violent.
Checks out.
But yes, the big snake monster. It's a really fat snake. But it's actually like possibly an ancestor of modern snakes, because even gorillas were considered to be cryptids a century ago.
That's where you lost me. I was just like, what?
Science is really continuously evolving. And Gigi goes, wow, dude, you're so smart. You're really impressive about this. Did you know there's a shrine in this town that's dedicated to that monster you were talking about? Whoa, Gigi, there's a shrine? Oh, shit, I'm almost paying attention to him again.
Oh, yes, there's also shrines to cryptids all over the place. That's not really unusual. It's just like, man, Okarun, you're really fucking smart, man. And I'm going to look you deep in your eyes and tell you, that's really cool. And I'm glad we're so close as I place a hand on your thigh. How you doing, bud? You having a good train trip? As he moves closer.
Okay, it doesn't get that yaoi, but
Not yet.
Not yet.
not yet. But Okarun and Gigi start connecting, talking about monsters, and they
You do.
And then the most teenage girl thing happens of Momo just going like, oh, they're really getting along. I'm not the center of attention anymore. I don't like this.
Oh, and then you start shipping them.
Better
That's how that
internalize these thoughts. Also, Okarun's really hot. I better leave them to do boy things.
Ooh.
Indeed. Just guy stuff between two guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyway, they make it to the town that Gigi was living in, which is a volcanic hot spring town, which is great because Momo immediately decides to ditch everyone and go straight to a hot spring, which seems ill-advised.
Because everyone knows that Gigi's the only one who's like in insane shape for some reason.
He's very athletic.
He's very athletic. So Momo nopes out and says, I'm going to the hot spring. This is ridiculous. Also, I don't see any like energy signals or anything off here. I think we're just wasting our time. So I might as well like enjoy the hot spring while we're here.
This is just a normal house.
Yeah.
Yep, no ghosts or goblins here. So you're saying we wasted our time? Nah, I mean, they usually show up after dark. I'm going to the hot spring. Bye, boys. Okay, guess we're gonna wait for her to come back. Hey, Okarun, you like soccer? I don't sports. It's fine. I'll teach you.
I mean, that was a bonding moment. I appreciate, both Okarun's like willingness to still engage. Yeah.
Okarun's just like, I'm kind of in love with this guy now.
I can't say I blame him.
We're now going to play soccer as we are watched by the weirdos in the woods.
Do they both notice the weirdos, or is it only Okarun?
Oh no, nobody notices the weirdos in the woods, I think.
Yeah, because they come back to the house to be surprised they're there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, was the soccer before or after they did their House of Leaves moment where they're like, hold on, this house is bigger on the outside?
It was before.
Okay.
Because they're playing soccer and Gigi's like, hey, you want to bang Momo, right? What? Yes. Well, I also want to bang Momo.
But I'm also in love with her. I respect her, but I'm in love with her. I'm in love with her. That doesn't count. You just repeated the thing I just said. That's really kind of nonsense.
You just said that you respect her. I can love and respect her.
Impossible.
Yeah, but you said one before the other, and I think that's very telling. Shut up. Yeah,
No, it's not. You're being very reductive.
I was the first girl to make her. I was the first girl to make her laugh. Oh no, I was the first guy to make her laugh. She's known me for longer. That's really a point in my corner. And then Okarun's just like, oh yeah, well, I've been her first kiss. He says internally. Win.
Win. What do you mean win?
That's such a weird thing to say on its own. What could that possibly mean?
You can't just say win.
No, explain what you mean or I'm going to beat you up, is what would have happened if these were actual high schoolers.
Instead he puts Okarun in a headlock, and it's just like, and he's just like, wait, before we fight like this, what are you talking about? The house isn't right. What? The house isn't right. Look, there's a wall there that there's not a room there on the inside. You're right. Let's break down this wall.
Good thing I've got my sledgehammer in the house.
Wait, Gigi, didn't you say this was a rental? Smash!
You know, I said, why is the sledgehammer here? But it's the renters or the landowners clearly have it. Like,
yep.
But anyway, they smash through and they see a completely black room that's covered in warding seals.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
And meanwhile, Momo is chilling in the hot tub.
Did she go to the snake shrine before the hot tub?
After.
Sure. Damn, I don't remember how anything works.
Yeah, she went to the hot tub first, and a bunch of dudes were staring at her.
Staring is putting it very mildly. Well, this girl was getting, like, assaulted.
Yeah, to be fair, what happens initially is she's in a mixed bath, which...
She doesn't realize it because there's moss all over the sign.
Well, that's really on her, because when you see where she's in, it's like a big open bath. That's clearly the entirety of the property. Like, column A, column B, you know? But, like, a group of guys come in and they're like, oh man, there's just a single girl by herself? That's weird. And I'm like,
time to get touchy.
Not that. But the initial reaction of, there is just one girl in this mixed bath. I don't know. There's something in me that would deem that's a trap and I should just leave. I don't want to be in a situation where it's two people in a hot spring, really. Really, just in any case. That doesn't seem like a great place to be.
Indeed. But all the dudes decide simultaneously to sink down into the water so that it's just their noses and eyes showing, and menacingly swim towards her.
Have you ever heard about gators, girl?
You mean like the reptile? No, we mean like perverts in hot springs. That's not...
Consider that reptile, yes.
Yeah. And we've not been mentioning it, but these people all look a lot like the people in the woods and look a lot like the people who are going to be visiting Okarun and Gigi in a little bit, because they are all part of the same weird hill people family. Yeah, like they all the same last name, and they all look nearly identical, which isn't great signs for genetics.
The Japanese equivalent of hillbillies.
Yeah, basically.
But unfortunately for Momo, being in the hot spring has made her lightheaded, so she can't focus enough to use her psychic powers. However, fortunately for her, this place is really old and decrepit, so all the structures begin collapsing on top of them. That's really fortunate that it collapsed on top of them and not me. I wonder what could have caused this. And then a little Nekomata pokes its head out of the water. Yep, I'm pretty great. Turbo Granny.
Turbo Granny, you did all that? Not really. Then how did most of that happen? I have no idea.
I'm just kind of here in this like a cat body, and either the good fortune helped you, or because I'm evil, the bad fortune hurt them. Don't really know. I'm gonna climb in your backpack now. You should leave, because none of them actually died from that.
Also, the police are coming.
That too.
Also, I'm Turbo Granny, so I will gobble all their slongs if you let me. Please stop talking.
Oh, by the way, kid, that house that you were at, yep, totally covered in murder. So much murder, so much death.
So much murder.
Yes. The foundation is soaked in human blood.
Which is a great way to end a chapter. And then we open the next chapter with Gigi and Okarun hosting a bunch of old ladies.
Yep. Who are basically just completely bogarting the place and are just
Like, have explained that this house was on loan or something, and that meant that they were able to micromanage everything that Gigi did, and apparently his departure was unauthorized.
they have not been charging him rent since his parents were in the hospital.
Yep.
Because they're such great people, you know.
Yes.
Out of the goodness of our hearts. And then you just leave? Where did you go? I was just visiting my good friend Okarun.
We
Oh,
hate
yeah?
lies. Name one thing you know about him. What's his favorite soccer team? Saint Germain. Lucky.
Okay.
That's on me.
You know what? That is on me. There is a big poster of the Saint Germain soccer team suspiciously right over that hole you punched in the wall that I don't know about.
Don't let the landowners know that we punched a hole in the wall.
Oops.
They are being very rude, very overbearing, and then a bunch of dudes walk in.
Mhm.
As you do.
And, well, wouldn't you know it, it's the guys from the hot spring who are like, whew, good thing we've got a plant inside the police force, otherwise we would have been arrested. By the way, there was this pretty girl in the hot springs that we tried to molest. Girl? You mean like the girl that was here before? What girl was here before? Don't you lie to me, boy.
You broke our demon code and now you have done the lies. Your demons? No, worse, hillbillies.
You're right,
Oh.
that is worse. Oh god, she's got a gun! This is when Momo goes to the snake shrine.
Which is really just, hey, I was going to check out the snake sign. It's like, oh, hey, I want to be a YouTuber, so I'm practicing my headstands. But yeah, I guess I could show you the inside of the shrine. Here's the shed skin of that snake demon. That's
This is-
Mm-mm.
This
that's
is
just
that's a-
regular snake skin.
Yeah, you know, when people get afraid of natural disasters and stuff they can't control, like, say, a volcano erupting, they tend to get some really crazy ideas, and it leads to real atrocities like human sacrifice, which people did for a while. They sacrificed children to the volcano, to the great snake god, thinking that it would stop the volcano from erupting, and just so happened the volcano stopped erupting. Total coincidence. But yeah, it's really kind of cringe that they did that.
Volcano's not erupted in 200 years. And not a human sacrifice to be had.
But yeah, human sacrifice is dumb and gay. I really want to be a YouTuber. Have a good day. Well, this shrine's lame. I'm going back to the house. Hey boys, you find any ghosts or goblins or oh my god!
Mhm.
They've been beat up by hillbillies!
Yeah, not just beat up, like literally absolutely annihilated. Like you could look at Gigi, like specifically Gigi had like I think worse than Okarun.
Yeah, Gigi's been beaten to within an inch of his life. Somehow Okarun's glasses are unbroken.
I know, and I'm just like, wow, I'm impressed. I guess it's because he was a guest. I don't know.
Maybe. But then the hillbillies, the leader of the bunch, you know him well. He's finally back to kick some tail, and that's the lady who has a name that I don't remember.
I just remember Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah, because she immediately runs up and punches Momo with her signature attack, the Jennifer Lopez Anaconda. Because, no, Sam, you know the 1997 movie Anaconda featuring Jennifer Lopez, right?
I'm familiar.
Okay.
It was not, so I was very confused.
This family is called the Quito family, we learn at some point. Oh, right. It's after the Jennifer Lopez Anaconda combo move sends Momo crashing through the fake wall into the evil shrine that the molester boys are like, well done, mother. This is why you're the Quito family's most powerful old lady.
Brute
Meanwhile,
force.
Momo's like, wait, hold on, what's going on? This place is really evil. And she's just like, well, now there's 3 of you. So you're gonna sink down below the ground.
Now we've got enough for the sacrifice to the great snake. Great snake.
Yeah, we've been sacrificing people for some 200 years, ever since the society got too chicken shit to do anything about it. What do you mean you've been sacrificing people? Every couple of years, we kill 3 people. Conveniently, you make 3. I'm very confused. Is Turbo Granny saying all this? No, we're just using an old redneck lady voice for 2 characters for some reason.
It really works the same for both of them.
But yeah, so she starts sinking, and this is where this starts going off the rails. I'm going to be completely honest.
It is, which I think makes this a good time to do a quick break.
Yeah, probably, because we're going into the upside down.
We're going to go into the part that I have labeled in the outline as copious SpongeBob references. So
Very enough.
We'll be right back, folks. And welcome back to the show, folks, where last we left our exorcists? Yeah, that's about right. They were being sacrificed to the Alaskan bullworm.
Yeah, succinctly, yeah.
Yeah, because we get revealed what the big snake god is, and Turbo Granny just goes, "Oh, that's a death worm. That's a cryptid." And
Okarun
is also just yeah, that's 100% a cryptid. Except those are normally only like 2 to 10 meters long. This thing's the size of a skyscraper. You've been feeding it human sacrifices for 200 years?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that might be why it's so big. Because you guys are dumb.
The Mongolian death worm becomes absolutely massive. And because of the struggle that Momo and Gigi and Okarun put up, the Keto family was dragged down into the sacrificial chamber as well, which is a massive underground, like, burrow with, like, twisting tentacle walls that I can only presume are, like, the dig paths of the worm, and also copious houses.
Because every time they sacrifice the inhabitants of a house, they build a new house on top of it. So it's like 200
That's
years
Einstein's.
Yeah, it's like 200 years of sacrifices just going all the way down. Which would be really concerning if Gigi wasn't the only person in control of his mind at the moment. Because we also find out that the Alaskan bullworm has harnessed the power of toxic gamers on the internet and has the ability to just telepathically say, "Kill yourself."
That it does.
How did they explain, like, they said that apparently Gigi has been haunted by this evil eye yokai, which is the string bean man in the Whitey Whiteys, and we learn later that he is the result of the mass sacrifice of this house, this ground. The ground is...
I'm not sure he is. I think that is just a... Oh yeah, we find that out. Kind of. But like...
Yeah, because after the Keto family gets eaten by the worm, because it does not care, it starts emitting its kill yourself psychic powers, which cause Okarun and Momo to attempt to cut their own throats with broken glass. Gigi, for some reason, has control over his mind and is able to stop them from offing themselves while dodging the worm. For a while, he gets progressively more beat up in the process here as he is trying to stop them from hurting themselves.
Takes a shard of glass through his arm at one point to stop Momo from hurting herself.
Yeah, it's freaking brutal.
My man's a hero.
And this is how we learn how his parents went out, or his parents got hurt, because they attempted to hang themselves from the balcony of the house using, like, sheets. And Gigi showed up at precisely the right time to run into the house, grab a knife, cut them loose before they died, which is really impressive on his part.
Yeah. And like we get a whole reveal as he's facing off against the Alaskan bullworm, which the Mongolian deathworm. I'm gonna forget what the actual title is.
It's the Mongolian deathworm. I'm the reason that we're just making SpongeBob jokes, and I'm not sorry.
He's facing off against it, and we get Turbo Granny to give the explanation of just like, hold on, what's going on here? That boy, something's off. He's giving off some negative energy waves that are counteracting the Alaskan bullworm suicidal rays, almost as if they're equally matched. And that's when Gigi goes, aha, you know how to deal with suicidal tendencies. That's the secret. I'm always suicidal. But he's like that because he is haunted by a demon in his head, a yokai, the evil eye. And Turbo Granny's just like, do not look that thing in the eye. Do not look that thing in the eye.
I'm gonna look that thing in the eye. In fact, I'm a shaman king, this motherfucker.
Also, Momo and Okarun gained consciousness and started fighting the thing at this point, but
yep,
they are not strong enough to kill it, is the big thing.
Yep, because it regenerates. Okarun goes turbo mode just long enough to chop its head off with a Goku killing King Piccolo headbutt maneuver, but it immediately regrows its head.
Which is when Gigi then goes, hold on, I'm gonna look directly in this thing's eye.
Yep. And we get the flashback, which shows a group of kids playing in a field and a child in a jail cell underground, glaring out at them like, I want to play in the field. He dies, I think.
He's sacrificed. He's like the original sacrifices, it looks. And it looks like he was raised explicitly for that purpose. It's very like those who walk away from Omelas.
Yeah.
Like it's very like dark, and he's like, I never knew love or a family, and I was killed, and then
I just wanted to play.
Yeah, and then he wakes up and he just is interrupting a family eating dinner, and the dad or the kids can see him, but no one else can. And then he sees the like Keto family essentially come over and execute them as a sacrifice to the bullworm. And he's just like, I couldn't stop them. I hate them so much.
I'm going to kill them all. As he has been like coalescing the regret and hatred of the sacrificed children over all this time.
And like through all of this is getting flashed into Gigi's head, and he at the find it's like the evil eye just goes like, hey, yeah, so now you know I need like I can give you my power and we can work on this. He's like, yeah, man, no, anything for you. Like, you're not a bad guy. We can be best friends. We can team up, power up, and do a lot of cool shit.
You've been suffering. I'll be your friend
for as long as I need to. The contract has been enacted. What the fuck? And then it cuts to him with like a super powered form, and you're like, oh man, there's another Turbo Granny-esque like buff boy with a big eye on his face. Except then the text bubble just goes, I am going to kill all humans. And then chapter flip to Turbo Granny going, yeah, no, he shouldn't have done that. Yokai can lie. Like, in fact, they're really incentivized to do so. And me reading this just going like slow clap because I'm like, ooh, you did the sucker punch shonen garbage. Like, the bad guy's not so bad after all. It's like, no, it's evil. It is an evil spirit, and it will lie to you for power. Like,
and the entire time this has been happening, the Mongolian deathworm has entered phase 2, which allows it to spit sticky stuff.
Because you knew this couldn't be a PG-13 without
episode
more
of Dandadan.
Yep.
Look, just once I want us to do an episode without jizz. But anyway, also a tidbit from the flashbacks of the evil eye. Old Lady Kito was there 200 years ago. I wonder if that'll come up again.
Nah. Seems legit.
I kind of was just like, oh, maybe that's her descendant. Because the entire Kito family looks very similar. So
see, I thought the same thing until the last panel of our reading.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. In the moment, I didn't think it mattered. Is basically where I was at.
But yes, Gigi has been possessed by the evil eye. And as a result, he is now incredibly strong and is going to kill all of the humans. And that is when Momo and Okarun are like, but wait, we're humans. Don't do that.
Yeah, and then the evil eye is just like, I'ma kill you first. Oh, this is really not working out how a shonen normally works out. Did we also mention that Gigi, it's briefly mentioned earlier, but like here it's kind of just outright explicitly stated that he's got incredibly strong spiritual potential?
It's mentioned before because when he mentioned that he could suddenly see spirits, I think it's Ayase's grandma that's just like, spiritual potential can pop up at any point in a person's life. But yeah, he's got a ton of juice.
So yeah, he is an ideal vessel for this creature that's been hunting him. So and also just to show how completely outclassed they are, Gigi clowns on the death worm for a while.
Yep. Because he summons up a spirit ball of negative grudge energy and just plays soccer with it, kicking the ball through the death worm over and over again, ripping its body apart. Unfortunately, it regenerates, so this does not kill it, but this does make it retreat into the wall where it starts pooping spores on them.
Poison, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, while he was showing off and attacking the worm, this gave Okarun the time to power up.
But not enough time, because Gigi then just starts clowning on Momo.
Yeah, it gets to the point where Okarun can't fight Gigi and protect Momo at the same time. So he gets her out of there with the promise. And as he's getting her out of there, he's like, all right, I know how to defeat the worm. How do we defeat the worm? It's an underground cryptid, and their weakness is always the same. What's that? Sunlight. We need to get it up to the surface. How? I don't know. I'm leaving that up to you. Once you do that, come rescue us. What? But what about Gigi? I'll fight him. It's fine. Okarun, no, I don't want to leave you behind. Just do it. Otherwise, we're all going to die. I am now going to kick you back up into the ceiling.
What?
And
pretty cool scene.
It is
Not
a pretty cool
nearly
scene.
as like shonen action nonsense as the scene when Okarun then confronts Gigi and this is like, you made 3 crucial mistakes.
First, you attacked Momo.
My love.
Secondly, you defiled Gigi because he would never hurt her. And number 3, you pissed me off.
Yeah, that was some hot shonen garbage, and I was here for it.
It was. He actually does an ora, except he counts all the way up to 20 over a 2-page spread of walloping him in the face.
Yep, just punch.
And then hits the JoJo pose. Like, this is depressing. All right, I'm out of power now. Hey, how's Momo going to get the worm to go up into the sunlight and kill itself? Oh, she's going to set the house on fire so that the fire brigade shows up and flushes it out. Like earthworms getting pushed up to the surface by the rain.
Yeah.
That works.
She almost gets herself arrested, too, because she immediately admits to arson.
Yeah, she really does just...
Did you start this? Yes.
Well, we're definitely going to have to at least call your parents. No, I need to tell them to spray the ground. The water needs to fill up the hole.
What hole are you okay, let's just get this kid out of here. No, the sun is setting. You need to water the ground before. Oh, okay, here it comes.
and the giant worm shoots out of the house. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to be really hard to explain because none of those people can see this. And I'd forgotten that the Mongolian death worm is a cryptid, so everyone can see it.
Yeah.
Yep. Everyone sees the giant worm, and it is beginning to burn up in the sun. However, the house is still there, so it tries to hide behind the house. And Ayase is just like, you know what? This house is a piece of shit anyway. I'm throwing a fire truck at it. Yeet.
Like a true pyro.
Yep. And yeah, she knocks the house out. The worm is killed by shriveling up in the sunlight. And then unfortunately, that worm was actually upholding its part of the bargain for all these sacrifices and stopping the volcano from erupting because it immediately starts erupting. And I know what you're thinking. Matt, hold on. Isn't the moral of this story that human sacrifices is something people only turn to out of fear and doesn't actually stop things from happening? If that was the moral, it is super weird that the second human sacrifices stopped, the volcano erupted.
Yeah. Hell of a coincidence. Also, the Kito family is alive. The worm corpse vomits them up.
Yes. They were protected by the white goo.
And at that point, I say, it's like, white goo? Wait a minute. It wasn't the worm stopping the volcano. It was the worm's goo that would stop the magma. I'm gonna shove a hose up its ass and use my psychic arms to spray the goo.
I'm gonna use my psychic arms to jack it off all over the fire that's coming.
Shoot your goo, dude.
I gotta squeeze out the last load of goo from this worm.
It's the only way to stop the magma.
Is that what we're calling it now? Okay.
Momo's entire arc at the end of this does just feel like she's pulling every single step out of her ass.
It does, and I kind of love it. Oh, she doesn't even attach it to like a to a fire hose. She takes the butthole end of it, runs to the hot spring, and shoves it on the hot spring spout.
Yeah.
And I do really like to your point, Matt, she's just like, all right, if the village actually gets destroyed by the lava, then that means the legend is actually true, and I'm not standing for that. I ain't letting this dumb be proven right.
You see, the legend was actually about a dragon taking forward to the sky and it creating a rainbow, and then the village was destroyed by magma. But that wasn't a dragon. That was a natural hot spring shooting up. I feel like maybe something was lost in translation because her explanation does not make any sense to me. But
it doesn't matter. I'm shooting the last of the goo out of the worm and stopping the magma.
A lot of goo.
So much goo.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, lava hot and causing a forest fire. Also, the Kitos are still attacking me. Why? You guys suck. Fortunately, Shrine Priest is here. At which point, he jumps in, does some cool kung fu to beat up the Kitos, and it's like, actually, despite wanting to be a YouTuber, I'm actually a disciple of your grandmother who called me and said that I should protect you. What?
Yes. Well, we always have to keep in mind that it is very fitting that he did want to be a YouTuber and I guess be a disciple of Granny over here because they have very similar vibes.
I love how she says, why didn't you mention this earlier when I was at your shrine? And he's just like, your grandmother told me to keep an eye out for 3 people. You just said you wanted to see a snake. I thought you were just some tourist.
Yeah. I mean, it made sense in context because she did go by herself because she noped off and just did her own thing. So,
but it's okay because the worm is still
squirting.
It's not still squirting. That's the problem. It gets beaten up and starts like exploding out the sides. But then aliens show up.
Yeah, aliens from what? The second arc or the first?
Yep.
Yeah,
it's the pistol fish. It's the pistol shrimp alien.
I like that arc. The shrimp are amazing.
Well, it was going to start spewing, except Gigi showed up and broke it. So now it's Momo and the Shrine Priest and Old Lady Kito versus Evil Eye Gigi all at once.
Oh wait, no, yeah, and then the aliens show up.
And then the aliens show up after a sick-ass fight where Gigi manages to beat the Jennifer Lopez Anaconda attack.
I keep forgetting that, and it's great every time.
It comes out of nowhere.
The Jennifer Lopez Anaconda attack, he dodges it, goes for the counter hit. Honestly, she should have died there, but Momo is a better person than I am because she uses her psychic powers to save old lady Kitsu.
Because, you know, she is just a misguided human woman.
Totally, yes.
Yes.
They still need to fight Gigi, and Gigi too strong.
Gigi too strong.
So aliens show up, and aliens are also bringing the cavalry.
Mm-hmm.
Because that cavalry is Momo's grandmother riding the anatomical dummy Taro.
From the spaceship.
Yeah. And you're just like, wait, hold on. I thought she didn't have powers outside of town. She doesn't have all her powers outside of town, I guess. No. See, here's the thing. She doesn't have her supernatural powers, but Granny still knows how to use that baseball bat. I guess, yes. She's just naturally, supernaturally strong. Okay.
Look, she's had all those years to practice her batting technique.
So they crash into Gigi, and more importantly, Taro disassembles himself, only to reveal that all of his pieces have a warding seal on the back, and wraps himself around Gigi, thus locking him in a shell.
Yeah, very much like a Russian doll effect. Or what other?
It's very much Ryoshka doll, yes.
Yeah, yes. Or I was going to say FMA. Because doesn't Al end up like
Al? Oh no, Al
inside. Yeah.
Al. It's either Al or Barry who ends up doing that to somebody at some point.
Yeah. But anyway, that happens.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, though, now with him locked away and them shooting goo out of the thing with the
as you do,
because
with the power of the tractor beam.
Yeah, because the mantis shrimp came down and punched people. And his little boy is up in the saucer, going around, flying it.
Using the tractor beam to shoot the goo to stop the magma.
Mm-hmm.
And a truly spectacular 2-page spread.
Yep. Only for Momo to realize that Okarun was still down in the hole.
We left Okarun down in the hole in the middle of a volcanic eruption. Quick, we need to go here and... Oh no, the entire hole is filled with lava.
But we need to save him. And Turbo Granny's just like, yeah, you don't gotta. And meanwhile, the little boy alien just comes out. Oh, sorry for your loss. It's been lost.
He's not been lost. Point the tractor beam down there. Ma'am, he's completely submerged in lava. There's no way he... Point the damn tractor beam down! Okay, but whatever. This isn't gonna work out. Oh, hey, there's actually a solid mass in there.
There's just a solid loogie of cum down there.
Let me go ahead and pull that down, and we'll cool that off, and we'll open that up, and oh crap, it's Okarun!
Man, there was an entire cream pie worth of loogie down in this hot
Please
vent.
stop.
This hot dripping vent.
Oh my god.
So yes, the way that Okarun and also Turbo Granny survived, because she was down there, survived is the
Somewhat.
The Deathworm's goo allowed them to create a protective shell of debris around themselves that survived the heat of the magma.
Which is what it does.
Sure. And Momo and Okarun hug, and it's really cute, and he's still awkward about it. God damn it, dude.
Well, he is, and then Momo's just like, no, we're hugging, and then brings him in closer, and it's just a tender moment, and he's like, I don't know how to process this.
Hug her, god damn it. You've got the spotlight of the spaceship and everything. It's so romantic.
Yeah, but we need to figure out what's going on with Gigi. Because he wakes up. Except it's not Gigi, it is still Evil Eye, because that body is powerful. They get a trio of exorcists to try their hardest, and that can't get them out. And they're like, oh man, we glubbed up. Well, better just keep them locked up, and we're gonna go home, and we're having a victory hot pot, and we're gonna invite the girl from the first arc, or the second arc, so that she can be here, because she is the leader of the team, but she's a freeloader who didn't work on this mission. And they're having hot pot to celebrate, and we can't just let Evil Eye starve because his body is Gigi's body. So they feed him some hot pot, except they slip and splash him with boiling hot water. And then we reveal that he works as if it is Ranma 1/2 logic, because hot water turns him into a real boy, and cold water turns him into Evil Eye.
So now everybody needs to carry thermoses of hot water around with them to splash Gigi just in case he gets splashed with literally any cold water, including like rain or like a splash from a sink or something.
Also, more importantly, Taro has to keep him locked up, but they do mention that yokai of Evil Eye's power level, who are mountain yokai, which are revered as gods, they can grow resistant to bindings. So fun. So he's walking around in a suit of armor that he cannot control and just has to intuit his wishes. So they are going to drive him to go see his family, who has been transferred within the city limits where Momo's grandmother has power. And Momo and Okarun are sitting in the back seat. They have their hands down, and Okarun accidentally moves his hand too far, touches her hand, and immediately freaks out, going like, "Oh no, oh geez, that's weird." And she's like, "Put your hand back down." And he's like, "What? I was apologizing." Put your hand
back down.
And then she proceeds to finger fuck him. Because I that's what this scene is.
It's extremely lewd.
These fingers are dancing around each other. And he's just like, "Momo, I don't know how to play this game." "Shut up and take it." "Oh."
Shut up and let our hands do this. Hey, are you guys doing weird stuff back there?
"No, Gigi, shut up. I can't turn my neck on account of being stuck in a doll. Keep looking forward."
Okay. Gigi has the emotional reunion with his parents, while still needing to intuit Taro's body. We have some comedy with that. And we end with the ultimate revelation that old lady Kito is one of the is a Paper Mario enemy.
"What do you mean? One of the subterranean race?"
"You've made an enemy of the subterraneans." What is this? That one dream sequence gag from One Punch Man?
Yes. I mean, yes.
Yes, it is. You know, that's Dandadan.
Yeah,
that is Dandadan.
That is Dandadan, really.
Thus brings us to the end of our reading. So, favorite character and favorite fight. You know, I really like Momo. I think she's cool.
The correct response.
Yeah, she's cool. That's really about it. There's definitely a lot that I feel like there's a lot of context that I feel could be added to this if I had read the previous 27 chapters, but also I don't really think so. It's weird.
Sam, you have the Shonen Jump app. You could fix this.
Yeah, I should. But favorite fight, definitely Turbo Okarun versus Evil Eye Gigi. Because ora. Simple as. I'm a simple man.
Fair.
How about you, Matt?
I gotta say, in this reading, although I didn't like him at the beginning, Gigi really grew on me. Especially once I realized that he wasn't the bad guy. He's just very friendly and very flirty. And Okarun really just needs to get over his hangups. Like,
he really do.
And Gigi's just great. He's really fun. And for favorite fight, I'm gonna go Evil Eye Gigi just clowning on the Mongolian death worm and then partially clowning on Momo. That little section there is great.
Lot of intense panels, lots of great posing. It's really cool.
Evil Eye Gigi is just a really cool design too.
It is.
My boy with the evil eye on his forehead, standing real tall in his tighty whities.
Perfect specimen of like chiseled muscle, and also in his briefs.
Delicious.
So Jay, favorite character, favorite fight.
I think I speak for everyone that Gigi was delicious. So yes, I am conflicted with how we will be able to exorcise this evil eye, but it just adds a certain flavor. I could fix him.
What's to fix?
I don't know. Killing all of humanity, maybe?
Oh, you mean Evil Eye, not...
Yeah. He is still possessed by Evil Eye, and it's very inconvenient that you will have to carry a thermos on the off chance, it rains and happens to just get him damp. Yeah, so favorite fight, I have to agree. Well, I don't know. I also kind of did enjoy Momo coming back and just getting, immediately, blown away by old ladies. That was funny.
Momo versus Old Lady Keto.
Yes, Momo versus Old Lady Keto.
the ultimate technique.
Yes.
The greatest combo of all time.
I was mystified. I did not see that coming, and I was just confused.
Well, I feel like this next question is a bit of a impossibility, but plot predictions. It is Dandadan, so
considering this arc ended with the plot being resolved by aliens from a previous arc coming back and revealing that they couldn't keep their cow they received as a reward on their home planet because they breathe oxygen through a film membrane on the outside of their skin underwater, and the cow can't do that. And also, they can't milk the cow, and that his son needs a steady supply of milk. I don't know how you predict the plot in Dandadan. We know my boy Okarun needs his other left nut back.
When he finally attains said nut, he will finally be able to articulate his feelings to Momo, to which she will be like, no dumbass.
Momo is very anxiously waiting that nut.
Very much looking forward to the nut. I'm just curious to see what happens when the Subterraneans come back.
Oh, I predict it will go very much aligned with the freaking shrimp, because there's always something outlandish. What will the twist be? I guess
I'm gonna be saying I could 100% see the Subterraneans coming back only to be steamrolled by whatever the big bad of what they're doing is. Aha! We are the Subterraneans here for our revenge, and Cthulhu is coming out of the water and just eats
something
them.
Dumb. It always is, or some kind of new alien invasion. What in the what? There is no way to plan the plot. The plot kind of just happens.
I mean, the last arc they were saved by the Loch Ness monster.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, in that vein, it's probably going to be a cryptid that saves them.
There you go.
There we go.
Gotta be. Yeah.
I want to see Sasquatch.
Yeah, Sasquatch is going to pop out there somehow. Maybe Mothman? Something.
Yeah, Mothman. All right, and would you continue reading? You know what? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to go back and read the bits that I haven't, just because this is an extremely entertaining read. I love how you don't need to know more context beyond both aliens and yokai are real. Have fun.
Ooh, don't say that too loud, Sam. People on the internet hate it when you skip manga arcs.
Well, you don't need that context. I was able to read...
those are fighting words.
I was able to read from chapter 28 forward completely fine, but it would be certainly nice to have more. I won't complain about more Dandadan.
Fair. And yeah, I would 100% continue reading. This was great. I love Dandadan. It's so easy to read, and it's so great, and it does weird, unique things, and the art's just amazing. It's really whatever the 4 version of a trifecta is.
Indeed. And how about you, Jay?
Absolutely. This is exactly what I need every day when I don't know. I don't know. Yes, absolutely.
All right. And thank you, everybody, once again for tuning into the Over Manga Cast. As always, you can find us on all of your social medias, where we are at Over Manga Cast.
And we appreciate reviews in any and all forms. Go ahead, give us 5 stars. Why not? We like them. You can reach out to us overmangacast@gmail.com or go to overmangacast.com. Nice little comment section at the bottom there. Or if you're okay with a 2-week delay, our episodes do go out on our YouTube channel. You can comment down there, give us a like, follow, subscribe, whatever the YouTube metrics are. I don't know. Speaking of doing things for clout and just whatever's popular, hey Sam, what do we read next week?
Well, we're going back to something that is no less insane. It's Chainsaw Man. We're getting into chapters 132 through 155. I can't wait to see how Denji continues to fail to get any putang.
I mean, this is a big one because if I'm remembering correctly, this is the Chainsaw Man church arc.
The church to the chainsaw? All right. Well, if you're keeping up with the show, be sure to read that, and we'll see you all next Thursday. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Be quiet, my son. You shall now receive communion into the Church of Chainsaw Man.